Let's begin with one of Paramaguru Yogaswami's Nachintanai songs to hear some of his thoughts on happiness from the section entitled, Seek the Profit of the Soul. The wise who have seen that the profit of the soul is what is truly of value will not be carried away by the transient joys and sorrows of this earth, but will live in the world like water on a lotus leaf. On the other hand, those who are unmindful of the good of their souls will go through life confused and agitated by worldly pains and pleasures. But the wise, who, having the well-being of the soul as their aim, have rid themselves of the idea of good and bad, and I and mine, will live in heavenly bliss beneath the holy feet of the Lord, free from birth and death. The ignorant who do not know this fall into an ocean of misery. If a man yearns wholeheartedly for victory in subduing the mind, let him practice Siva Dhyana, meditation on Siva daily. Then he will see for himself that, step by step, his mind will become one-pointed. Serenity, forbearance, control, and other such good qualities will arise in him. His mind will always be full of joy. He will not be dragged down by praise or blame, but will enjoy happiness in his inmost soul, and the thought that the well-being of others is his own will flood his heart. The non-mystical approach to happiness is that if you attain what you desire, you are happy. If you don't attain what you desire, you are unhappy. Win the lottery, get a great job, and you are happy. Lose the lottery, don't get a great job, and you are miserable. Webster's dictionary tells us that happiness is the emotion evoked by success or by the prospect of possessing what one desires. A reflective person knows that this kind of happiness is fleeting. When we finally possess what we have been desiring, somehow the happiness soon fades, and before we know it, we are back to our dissatisfied self again, desiring something new to give us that elusive happiness. New computer, new car, redecorate the home. That is fulfilling for a few months, maybe a year for the home, but eventually the charm wears off. Here is a quote from Swami Tejomayananda on this concept. We go on searching for joy. We go on searching for objects one after the other, thinking, now I will be happy. No, you cannot be happy with these temporary objects. You can be happy only when you find the source. There is no joy in finite things. Our happiness will be time-bound if it is based on finite things. That which is infinite will give you happiness. The source is infinite. Only there will you find happiness. Being surrounded by family and friends is important. It is a natural and positive state to live in. It helps us live a fulfilling dharmic life. However, the problem comes if we rely on family and friends to make us happy. This is also a false concept. We need our happiness to come from within ourselves. Then we can share that happiness with our family and friends. Similarly, we should never fall into thinking, I am unhappy by myself. Somehow if I get married, if I have children, or if I have lots of friends, I will be happy. It does not work that way. Any temporary happiness soon wears away in the old cycle of fulfillment of desire. We get married. If we are an unhappy person, we may be happy for a while, but eventually we will fall back into the state of unhappiness. because that is our mental habit, the mode our mind operates in. That habit does not go away just because we associate with new people. Chinmayanandaji has a relevant quote on this concept. To give love, we must become independent in ourselves and be a pillar in life for others to hold on to us. Such an individual who needs no crutches for his own existence alone can have the power to give love. All others are receivers of love. Another aspect of the influence in family of friends is that their unhappiness can rub off on us. A few years ago, a devotee wrote to me for advice. The doctor has put Dad on an even stronger pain medication. He spends his days in bed. He is so very depressed. I pray daily that I can brighten his day in some way. I offer to massage him. Sometimes he is open. Sometimes he just wants to be left alone. My husband and I try very hard to care for him in the best way we know how. Most times I feel it is never good enough, because Dad is so closed down, so critical and angry. I continually look for ways to give and to serve each day. Please offer advice and encouragement. Sound familiar? An aging parent is in a negative state of mind to one degree or another, and refuses to budge from that state of mind, no matter what the children do. Here's my advice. In caring for your father-in-law, it is enough to do the kindly act. Whether it is appreciated or not does not matter from a karmic point of view. You are creating good karma by fulfilling dharma. In other words, don't allow yourself to become discouraged when you can't change a lifetime of mental habits of a person just by smiling, being nice, and helping out. He is who he is. She is who she is. It may be helpful to acknowledge that he or she is not on the path of spiritual growth, may not even believe in it. You will be more at ease if you don't expect them to make changes in themselves just because you have the courage to do so. All you can do is your duty. Do it to the best of your ability. Hold hands, speak sweet words. If he or she is uplifted and smiles because of it, or remains grumpy and depressed, don't let that be the measure of your success. The measure of success is doing your duty, doing it with love. It is okay for you to be happy even if your parent isn't happy, though you may live in the same house. You should not let your father's or mother's negativity, depression, and criticalness be contagious. This same principle applies to everything we do for others in life. Sometimes parents get discouraged because they do the best they can with their children, and the children don't respond in a way that seems reasonable. Look, our daughter didn't even follow my good advice. Despite all my love and attention, she hates school and is still doing the same old stupid things. The parents feel sad, but why should they? A wiser approach is to feel that you have done your duty to the other family members and earned good karma by doing the right things in a loving way. Therefore, there is no need for their negativity to prevent you from being happy, just as we don't have to be ill if those choose to fall sick around us.